What's up, everybody? Welcome into the FYF Live Show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy.
In the game.
He's in the game, and the game is upon us. The NFL Combine, full swing, knocked it out. We got to see everybody up in action this weekend. We are now 7 days away from the beginning of free agency. Not where they can sign, but where you can start negotiating. On March 9th, next Monday, NFL players will begin to be able to negotiate new contracts with teams that are not their own. And on March 11th, we will start seeing those signings roll in. It is officially deep into the offseason. Free agency, NFL draft, NFL combine. It's juicy, it's great, and it's delicious. John Luke, how was your weekend?
My weekend was fantastic. I really enjoyed having grown men running, lifting, doing drills just on my TV all weekend. It's just like really very little sound. Maybe when there was sound, it was just the delightful Rich Eisen's voice, you know, Sarah, like talking about, it doesn't even matter. We weren't even listening to what he was saying, just listening to how it sounded. Dude, it was a great weekend. I love Combine weekend. Nobody pays attention. You just got football on your screen.
And it's like, I was telling my mom, my favorite part about it is usually I watch these players on a football field and I got nothing to compare to. You know what I mean? I see them do crazy things and I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. That's actually absurd. But then I watch these guys jump as high as they can, and I can immediately go see how high I can jump and go, oh, that's actually insane. Or I can immediately, like we did on Friday, measure my hand. I can visualize myself running 40 yards in a straight line. I can't visualize myself like sprinting down the sideline, beating a DB and grabbing a one-handed snag in the end zone. But these are just dudes, the most athletic people you've ever seen, doing like your presidential fitness test in elementary school. And it's relatable. Like there's an element of relatability to watching what they're doing. How fast can you run? How high can you jump? How far can you jump? How much can you lift? It's fun.
That's a really great point, Simon, because now that you mention it, I've been running a little bit. And I went running this couple of days ago. This is after I was watching the combine, watching guys run their 40s. And then right at the end of it, I just opened up and just tried to go as fast as I possibly could, just full form. And I'm sure people in the street are just like, what is that dude doing? This is booking right now.
This morning, I hate running, but I was walking my dog and all of a sudden I like looked to the front of the neighborhood. I was like, it's not that far to the front of the neighborhood. And I just took off. My dog loved it. And I was so tired at the end, but I got to time myself one of these days with running shoes on. Maybe stretch a little bit first and find out if I can actually hit like a sub-6 40-yard dash.
We know you can't. You'll hit your face before you hit that.
I think around 6 seconds. We'll call it a 5.98 is what I'm going to go with.
I really want to beat you in like a fully timed professional race, just so that we don't have this weird asterisk and ambiguity surrounding our friendship. We just need to know which one's faster.
We do need to know which. If we were 8, we would for sure know who was faster.
Yeah,
you ask any friend group of like 6 to 12-year-old boys who's the fastest, and they're all gonna know. And
yeah, that's how they figure out who the alpha is.
It's not even gonna be like a debate where like I'm fast or not. No, they've tested it, and
it's
Jimmy's
Jimmy.
the fastest.
It's
Why do we both say Jimmy?
It's Jimmy because he's always the fastest. It's
Jimmy's always
Jimmy.
Yeah. You want a fast kid? Name him Jimmy. We got Scampers in the chat saying good morning, boys. And
good morning, Scampers. Meow.
They definitely need to show the jumps and cone drills live again. Yeah, do the cone drills live. Yeah, you just got to go watch the highlights. You see the pictures of someone 12 feet in the air, and you're like, how the hell did they get that high?
Yeah. Dude, watching Sonny Styles jump, it just doesn't seem real. They're showing highlights of him playing basketball in high school, and he just like jump and then just keep flying. Just like
you're watching some of these people, and it's like that's not athletic ability. Somehow you learned how to defy gravity. Like you stayed at your pinnacle longer than gravity should allow you to stay there.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't make any sense.
Mike Williams, sometimes when you watch him jump, that dude will get to the height, he'll slow down, and then somehow he gets a little higher. Like they like climbing the ladder.
He's gonna get hurt.
They like climbing the ladder. Mike Williams will climb a ladder in midair. Like you think he's done, and somehow he uses the muscles in his body to propel him even further up higher. Yeah, and then I'm just scared. Scamper said pads or no pads in the race. No pads.
No pads, yeah.
For two main reasons. Yeah. We don't have pads. The primary reason.
Pad.
And two, this is just about raw athletic ability.
Yeah. It feels like that would just get in the way of us testing our true strength here, Scampers. When you're 8, you didn't have pads. You just ran.
JL, you watched a lot of the combine. I got to ask you, did you see one Mr. Jennings Dunker, offensive
Yes,
lineman for Iowa?
dude. I wanted to clip that and bring it up because I was like,
I didn't
this
get him
dude.
running, but I got a picture of him that I just like. It was so glorious that I have to bring this dude up. And I don't care about any of his metrics, although it looks like they were pretty good. I need him on the Browns. Jennings
This
Dunker,
guy,
dude. Like
such a
that's
vibe. Oh my god, it's
that looks like a
amazing.
photoshopped mullet on top of his head. Like, do you see the height on that thing?
Yes, and when he ran, it was just like a ball of red fire. It's just like you couldn't see anything. His head was down, and he had just like a aerodynamic cape.
They
Red
should make
cape.
an exception for him where he doesn't have to wear a helmet in the NFL. Like,
No.
as long as 3 of his other teammates wear Guardian caps, he doesn't have to wear a helmet because I think it would be so intimidating to line. He's just waving this mullet. Bring it.
It acts as a helmet. Like it actually can't be. He can't get concussed.
You just got to put a little Axe extra hard holding gel in there before the game to make sure you get some of that security.
Oh my god, it's O lineman from Iowa, which makes sense. Maria goes, "Is he Scottish?"
No, he's Iowan.
As Iowan, yeah, I don't know.
But I think they eat a lot of potatoes in Iowa too. There might be. Oh, you said Scottish. I just mixed up Idaho and Iowa and Scotland and Ireland in the same comparison.
Wow, that's deep.
Whew. No, I want the Browns to draft him. They did just trade for a new O lineman, so they're slowly beefing up their O line from the Texans after their entire team is free agents. But not only does he have the hair, he's got the last name Dunker. Dunker. It doesn't get much. That's a football name, Jennings Dunker. He either had to be a football player or a serial killer, I think, with a name like that.
Oh, for sure. All right, so I got the clip.
Oh, you got it?
I got it.
Heck yeah.
Hey. Look at that thing.
Oh, my God. Even little, you can just see it flowing in the wind. Oh, I'm glad they got the other shot. Ooh, the volume in the back as he slows down, the bounce doesn't stop.
Dude, I hate this thing. It never goes back all the way. Ready? Go away. Yeah. Look at that thing.
Head down, mullet bouncing. Is there a metric for that where they measure the bounce of your mullet?
I hope someone measures how much slower he was because he has that mullet.
Dude, and like it's one thing to have a mullet, but not many people can get that much business in the front. Know what I mean?
Right.
Like a lot of people his age can get that much party in the back. Like that's a full head of business.
It's a lot of party in the back and a lot of business in the front. Right? It's like a full house. He got a full house.
Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. I'm not sure it gets much better than that in the NFL Combine.
That's crazy.
Thanks for pulling up that video. I was having trouble
bringing
pulling
up that dude. I almost forgot about him until you said it. That was pretty wild. Simon, I don't know. I don't know that there was like really that much that stood out to me at the combine. After you watch so many guys running, I feel like it all just starts to blend together.
There was one other piece of news that jumped out at me that I wanted to talk about. Makai Lemon, it said that he reportedly bombed his interviews. Like really? Absolutely bombed his draft interviews. Multiple scouts have come out and said like one anonymous scout said, I don't know who is coaching him for these, but they need to be fired immediately. Like, I don't know who's representing him. Other anonymous sources saying like, yeah, it went very poorly. Now this time of year, I think you always take some of that with a grain of salt because teams that want to draft a high profile player like that, oftentimes they're playing a game, right? It's in their interest to potentially drive stock down. But when you hear it from multiple places, sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire, stuff going on. JL, what do you think he said in an interview that would make multiple teams come out and say that he absolutely bombed it? Because we're not getting much more information than that.
Like he has to be like playing some games, right? Like maybe like not being truthful or just not being, it has to be some sort of like good faith thing would be my guess. That or he's just, like, what else could he be saying? It feels like what you need to say is probably pretty canned in these interviews, right?
Maybe they asked him and he just like ripped a fart and said, take that as you will.
How's that smell?
I'll let my ass do the talking for me.
I'll let my farts do the talking. Maybe you could talk to my agent.
Maybe he was just a little sour throughout the entire process.
That could have been it. Yeah.
Get it? Makai Lemon.
Ha ha ha. That's terrible.
I thought you were immediately going to get mad at me for saying that, but I had to explain it to get the anger reaction that I wanted.
I feel like every year there's like one or two guys that just does this, like doesn't do well in the interviews and takes a little hit because of that. Who was it last year?
I can't remember.
Me neither.
Dude, you know what I was looking into the other day? Cardale Jones, I feel like, has a reputation completely based around that tweet. I didn't come here to play school. Remember that? The quarterback for Ohio State, he had the tweet like after the national something. There was all this hoopla about him because he was mad about having to go to class. And he said, I didn't come here to play school. Well, I looked into it. Cardale Jones was incredibly smart and highly successful in school. And I think he was like being funny in that tweet. Like he actually graduated with honors from Ohio State University, which is something that not most of the players on that football team do. And that tweet went out. He was probably just being like a smart ass, like comment, but I feel like everybody to this day, it sticks in their head. Like, oh, that idiot Cardale Jones was just good at football. Like, and I feel like we missed out on fully appreciating him for how funny he was. Because like to be one of the few people on your team that graduates with honors from Ohio State University and to tweet, we didn't come here to play school. That's funny.
That is wild. What did he graduate in?
I forget what his degree was in. I looked it up.
Something fancy.
No, he had a degree in African American and African studies, and he returned for his degree after he was drafted, went back and got his degree.
Wow.
May 7th, cool. 2017 graduated. Why should we have to go to class if we came here to play football? We ain't come to play school. Classes are pointless, was his famous tweet with things in all caps.
That is hilarious.
That dude was a treasure. It wasn't the best at football in the NFL, but it worked out. Well, John Luke, speaking of football players and mostly quarterbacks, I got a game for you to play today if you'd like to play with me.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're calling it. We'll just say Guess Who for the time being. If you've seen us play Guess Who previously, ignore that because this is a different game. This is a different game entirely. But I've got a series of clues about NFL players that will slowly reveal more and more information about them. Starting pretty vague. Like if you get it after one clue, you must have just like read that piece of information this morning randomly on the toilet. And by the end, it should just about give it away. The earlier in the process that you're able to guess the player, I'll give you a guess after each clue. The more props you're going to get. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're going to pull up player number 1 here.
I'm going to get this all right entirely. I'm calling it right now.
Okay. John Luke, here is your first clue. My father credits my faster processing speed to my youth flag football experience. Specifically flag football, I will say, because apparently you have to process faster in that game before the play is blown dead, is what his dad said.
I'm not going to get this right.
You want to throw just a random? No, but great guess. I've started in 8 playoff games since entering the league in 2022.
Oh, okay. Okay. Father, 2022. That was 4 years ago. Or they would have just completed their 3rd season.
Who's said Tanner McKee, no letter solve.
Wow, impressive. 2022, 8 playoff games is a lot of playoff games. 2022 is not that far ago. So who is in the league playing a lot of playoff games, but hasn't been in the league that long? It's got to be like a Ram. It's got to be like a 49er. Brock Purdy.
John Luke, after 2 guesses, you have gotten this one right. Yeah! Congratulations. Brock Purdy played flag football. I'll show you the other 2 clues.
The processing speed.
I was a 3-time All Big 12 quarterback at Iowa State.
I didn't remember where he went to school.
Maybe I should have put that one second. And although I was drafted as Mr. Irrelevant, I have been anything but.
But what?
But irrelevant.
Oh.
But irrelevant. Brock Purdy is the correct answer. And it is funny. I saw the quote from his dad. His dad truly is like, yeah, I think his youth flag football experience, like when he was a kid playing quarterback on the flag football team, led to him having a faster processing speed and allowing him to find success in the NFL.
You
That
said
sounds like
that,
a dad just being like, yeah, it's because I put him in flag football when he was 8.
all me. It could be. You think you think there's some credence to this claim that playing flag football is gonna maybe help you process the game and how it works a little quicker earlier on?
I think so. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it a little bit because at first I was like, oh, this is just a dad trying to get some credit, and not in like a malicious way, just like you're a dad. You want to like feel hyped about your kid making it. Know what I mean? And you look back at his childhood and you're like, man, can't believe I put him in flag football. That led to all of this. But that is a game where like the play for the quarterbacks get blown dead a lot faster. You have to process quicker because you don't have to be taken to the ground. There's usually one offensive lineman that's standing in front of you in flag football, especially youth flag football. I think it is a faster game. So maybe but there does require a switch. And I think that probably needs to happen relatively early as well. Otherwise you become a flag football player.
Yeah, I don't know if flag football has its own like identity separate from football. Like it does now. NFL's pushing it so hard, but I mean, it's still the same game to me. So whether it's flag football or just regular football, the earlier you're playing it, it's like especially at a quarterback position, which Simon, you and I have talked about. I've mentioned to you before how I've had this thought that like, man, I never got as a kid, I never got a chance to play quarterback. That was always designated for the
senator's
boy.
The senator's nephew.
Yeah, the senator's nephew or the coach's daughter.
Yeah, it was never looks like a Disney Channel quarterback. The one who in the 8th grade could flip his hair.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the fat kid who didn't look like a quarterback, who was a little slower. So
and it definitely wasn't the 4'10" kid with no leg hair until he was 16.
And it definitely wasn't Brock Purdy. So maybe it was.
I was gonna say, looking at him, he could have been that dude growing up. Yeah, like he's got that look in his eyes, or like he looks like a Disney Channel quarterback a little bit.
He looks like he was cuter as a little kid.
He does look like he was, he doesn't look like a Disney Channel quarterback, but he looks like a PBS Kids movie quarterback, like a little bit of like a knockoff Disney Channel movie quarterback. Exactly. He was injured for a lot of last season, but on a points per game basis, dude was the QB5 last season. How many games did he play in? He only played in 9 games, but that's not 3. You know what I mean? It's not like a tiny sample size. It wasn't a full 17 game season. Do you buy into Brock Purdy being a top 5 fantasy quarterback? And he did this again without a lot of his weapons for the majority of the time that he was out there.
Yeah, I think he could. He's got the coach and he's got the system and he's good. He's not a bad quarterback. He's been coached up super well by Kyle Shanahan. So I absolutely think he could.
I was curious where Mac Jones landed on this. He was quite a bit further down, but even he, in the games where he stood in for Brock Purdy, 21.8, 14.3, 22.2, had a couple rough ones in there, 13.2, 6.2, 19, 15.8, 24.1. If Mac Jones can do that and Brock Purdy puts up top 5 kinds of numbers, I'm with you. I've been a Brock Purdy doubter. I think I put a lot of stock into draft capital, and I'm realizing that whenever it comes
still waiting for Trey Lance to come back.
Yeah, oh, man,
God, like maybe
that sparkle in his eye just made me believe. That's probably what's biasing me against Brock Purdy is how much I was like in on Trey Lance. I was just waiting for that to work,
and you're still waiting.
Yeah, if Brock Purdy's probably going to be drafted that way next season, but if for some reason he's not, that's a dude I will be eyeing in drafts. But I'm out on early quarterback after the disaster that this season was for all of my teams.
It's about time.
Freaking Lamar Jackson. I love you, but I'm not doing it again next year. Jail, I got one more for you. You ready?
Yeah.
My first name is actually Eugene.
Eugene. Who do we not know their first name of? Oh my gosh, Eugene.
There's an NFL quarterback with the first name Eugene.
Oh, quarterback.
Which, yeah, I guess I just told you that. I kind of said it at the beginning. I said mostly quarterbacks whenever we introduced this game.
Okay. Quarterback named Eugene. Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart is incorrect, but great guess, because who the hell names their kid Jackson with an X? I've played QB for 5 different NFL teams, started games for 4.
5 different teams, started games for 4. It's not Sammy Darnold. There's no way his real name's Eugene. They call him Sam. That would be insane. Yeah, this is our son, Eugene Samuel Darnold. We call him Sam Darnold.
I had a wrestling coach growing up when I was a kid. For some reason, the name Simon just would not click in his head, and he called me Sam every time. He'd be in my corner yelling, Sam, Half Nelson. And I'd be like, I'm not going to do anything you say because you don't even know my name, dude. And I've been wrestling here for years.
I feel like Baker could be named Eugene.
Baker?
Let's go with Baker, yeah.
Baker Mayfield? That is incorrect.
Damn.
Baker Reagan Mayfield is his full government name.
Damn, his presidential name.
Number 3, I think this one might get it for you. In my 3rd NFL season, I suffered a fractured jaw in the preseason when a teammate punched me in the face. Was out for 6 to 10 weeks after being punched in the face by a teammate and got a fractured jaw.
Who got punched in the face? Wasn't it on the Jets? Was it a Jets player?
Hmm?
I feel like someone on the Jets got punched in the face, but I can't remember who was on the Jets. Was it Sam Darnold? I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna be so mad if it's Sam Darnold.
Made me spit water all over my hoodie.
I don't want to guess Sam Darnold. I want to guess somebody different. Who was on the Jets who got punched?
Dude, Sam Darnold's jaw, you'd have to punch really hard to break that thing. That dude's got like a handsome Squidward jaw going on.
Yeah, he's got
I'm not saying it's not. And if anyone can do that, there's NFL players that are perfectly capable.
Yeah. Who got punched? Is a quarterback. It's got to be a backup quarterback. Who would have pissed someone off so much? I don't know. Justin Fields, no. Who was the Jets quarterback before Sam Darnold? And Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson is incorrect. John Luke, here is your last clue. I was looking like I was on my way to becoming a career backup before my career resurgence.
It's Sam Darnold, you idiot.
With the Seattle Seahawks. It is not Sam Darnold.
What? Geno
Smith is correct, John Luke.
I forgot Geno was the one that got punched. I always forget it was Geno that got punched. That doesn't make sense to me. He's so
also,
nice.
That is funny that the last clue, like the last clue pointed more towards Sam Darnold, which you were leaning towards at the beginning. Like that those guys both kind of had a resurgence with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I just had to go Sam Darnold at that point. I was like, I'm looking like a fool.
Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. You remember that one?
Nope.
There was some song that was popular on YouTube. Geno Smith, career resurgence with the Seahawks, had a down year with the Raiders. It's all but a foregone conclusion that Mendoza is going to be the starting quarterback for the Raiders next season. But there have been reports. This is the time of anonymous reports from scouts and NFL insiders that multiple teams across the league believe that the Raiders situation was entirely mismanaged and unplayable by any quarterback, and they're immediately interested in a released Geno Smith. Do you buy into Geno Smith finding success with a different team next season? Say like the Cardinals are looking for a quarterback. Maybe the Vikings are looking for someone to compete with JJ McCarthy. You've got the Jets. You've got multiple teams. The Jets aren't going to bring him back, but you've got multiple teams looking for QBs.
The Jets is funny. The Vikings bringing Geno would be really hilarious because that would be like this. That would just feed into the Sam Darnold narrative that they shipped off Sam Darnold right before he wins the Super Bowl.
The Dolphins
would be disgusting. I don't want that. Geno. So to answer your question, I think Geno is a Kirk Cousins-like quarterback.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's above average, but not by much. And I think that they really need a system that is above average to buoy them, like keep them going, basically like keep their momentum going. Otherwise, they're going to kind of peter out. Russell Wilson's one of these guys at this point. Didn't used to be, but now he is. Who's the other one that Russell Wilson, when he went to Denver, I talked a lot about that. There's a bunch of these. Sam Darnold before this was kind of like this. It's like, damn, he's really good in certain situations. Geno feels like he's that. It wasn't like we just saw 1 year of Geno. We saw 2 or 3 years as him as the starter, and it was mostly
Yeah.
the same that we saw.
It was pretty good there in Seattle. Yeah.
Pretty all right. Yeah. He couldn't really overcome the poor situations, but he could string together some drives, win some games.
I don't want it for him, but he seems like a player that the Browns might try to give for some stability at the quarterback position going into the season. I don't want it for Geno. As a Browns fan, give me Geno. That's better than anything we got on the roster. Like I would love to have Geno at quarterback, but man, I don't.
Shador. Geno, Shador's mentor.
Geno, do not piss off Myles Garrett because that's going to be more than a broken jaw if he punches you in the face.
Yeah. What did he do to get punched in the face? Do we know?
I forget the story, but I remember Geno Smith punched in face. Why?
Why?
It was over a $6,000 debt. He had paid for a flight for Smith to attend his youth football camp, but Smith failed to appear and did not reimburse the money. So NM Kapali felt disrespected and embarrassed after Smith missed his camp and failed to pay back for his $600 plane ticket. I was going to say $6,000. Was he flying Geno first class?
Yeah, what the heck? Did he rent out a plane for Geno?
The punch broke Smith's jaw in 2 places, requiring surgery and leaving him out for 6 to 10 weeks. And then the player that punched him got released by the Jets.
Oh, that is brutal.
Yeah. Also, Geno, dude, that was lame. You had an NFL salary. You didn't show up.
You don't know the whole story, Simon.
Back. But if that is true, that is lame. And I think Geno's come out and said like he's done a lot of growing up since that incident and he's no longer the same dude. I remember things like that coming out, but
could have been a shitty youth camp.
You're right. It could have been shitty youths at that camp.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe
they might not have deserved to hang out with Geno.
He might have been getting cyberbullied online by these kids before he came up. Yeah, like when a music festival lineup gets announced and everybody shits on the headliner, that's got to hurt their feelings. Maybe it was announced Geno Smith and all the comments online were like, ew, Geno, you couldn't get Teddy Bridgewater or something like that.
Since then, he learned how to cry into his money piles.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not crying so hard anymore. John Luke, that is all I got for you today. I think that is it for us. Anything before we jump off?
No, where do you think Jeremiah Love ends up? Make a prediction right now. Pick a team.
Jeremiah Love, probably in a situation where we're not too thrilled about it. Like where there's another player, but
Jaguars.
I'll say the Cowboys.
I mean, that would be all right for him, but it would be weird with Javonte.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I think it would that would make sense for the Cowboys to bolster their running back room, but it's just going to piss off fantasy managers.
Did they just sign Javonte?
Yeah, they signed him to an extension. But teams like running back depth. Know what I mean? And we've seen time and time again that like in for New England Patriots, look at what they just did. All season, they split carries just about evenly. Travion Ramondre. Then they got to the playoffs and they were like, Ramondre's our dude. And they went all in on him. Seahawks, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet. Now, Charbonnet got injured, but I still think they were probably going to go, okay, and now Kenneth Walker is our dude. Like it makes sense.
He just like turned, like I feel like he was, now watching him in the playoffs, I think he might have been holding stuff back in the season. I think he might have been playing soft.
I think they do that on purpose. I think they're holding him back a little bit, and then the teams hold them back a little bit because it's not okay, if we don't win this game, we're out kind of situation. And they've seen the value that a rested, healthy running back can be in the playoffs. If you've got a dude that can just tote the rock 20, 25 times in a game at full health, you're at a severe advantage at that point in the season. So I think it makes sense for a team like the Cowboys who, whether delusional or not, I think every season believe they're a Super Bowl contender to try to get a dude like that.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think there's, just to add on to that last point about the strategic advantage, I think you do, like, having some aspect of your game that you haven't revealed over the course of the 18 regular season games and however many playoff games you've played up to that point. That feels like it's a strategy that most teams need to be taking. That could really, if you have a strong team going into the playoffs, that could be like the ace up your sleeve you need, just some shift up so that they don't expect it.
Dude, it's now recently Dabo Swinney has kept his playbook closed the entire season, never quite opened it up. But during our national championship seasons at Clemson University, that was something that was infuriating to watch at the beginning of the seasons. But at the end of the year, you would see why he did it. those first couple games, the playbook was closed, man. It was just simple screen, simple runs, simple screen, simple runs. They would keep things hidden in their pocket because to beat the ACC teams that they were playing, they didn't need to show that stuff. Then they get to the playoffs against Ohio State and they're busting out trick plays. They're busting out 40-yard routes. They're busting out the stuff that you haven't seen the entire season. So I think you're right. I think there's a point to it. And it's harder in the NFL because your level of competition is higher every single week. You can lose to the Jaguars even if you were the Seahawks.
Right.
I guess Jaguars are a bad example now because they're actually good. Who's a bad team now? You can lose to the Raiders even if you're the Seahawks on any given week, more so than Clemson is going to lose to Ball State. But to your point, I think you're right. So I would not be shocked to see him go to a team where we're unhappy. I think he goes to the Chiefs. People are celebrating. Like, that's probably a pretty good spot. It's not too busy in that backfield. He'll probably be the clear RB1 there, but I doubt fantasy managers get that level of excitement from a lot of these running backs. They usually land in a spot where there's competition and it just makes it muddy, man.
Yeah.
You make a prediction.
Vikings.
Okay, I'll take it. That's not a bad landing spot. Him and Geno Smith on the Vikings.
I hate you. Him, Geno, and Sam Darnold.
Oh, we're bringing them all back, baby. And Kirk Cousins
Darnold,
leading the way.
Yeah.
That is going to be it for us today, guys. Tune in tomorrow at 9:05 a.m. Same time, JL?
Same time.
Same time, same place. And follow us on Twitter at FrontYardFYF to find out when we're going to be live every day this week. If you like games, if you like ball, and if you like balls, this is the place for you.
Definitely a spot. That perfect Venn diagram of those three things.
Those three things come together. Until tomorrow, adios, everybody.
Bye-bye.